Confidence, confidence, confidence. Something that everybody wants, but not everybody has. And I don't think the reason that not many people have confidence is because it is super difficult to build. It's actually relatively simple to build. It's not easy, but it is simple. The biggest problem when it comes to people and how they perceive confidence and what they think goes into actually building confidence, lots of the time it is very flawed, and they think it relies on, or at least to themselves, their confidence comes from other people, not themselves. And for example, like people that will go on social media, this is where a lot of insecurities come from, is social media. People let's think of a girl, for example, just in your head, going on social media, and she sees a picture of, someone she goes to school with. And as you know, like, social media is a highlight reel. It's showing people at their best. It's also showing people in a light that is probably not accurate. What I mean by that is, on Instagram, for example, they'll show the best pictures. They'll show all of the highlights from their life, and they'll make it seem like they're doing amazing when, lots of the time they're not. And what happens to people when they go on these social media platforms is that they'll see a girl, and whether they realize it or not, they're comparing themselves to that girl. And if you're a guy, you probably do the same exact thing. You go and you look at some dude who's posting his physique or whatever, and it's like automatically you're going to compare your physique to his physique. And if your physique is not on par with his, it's like, okay, you might get a little bit, your confidence meter might go down a little bit. It's the same thing with the girl. If she sees a girl who looks super toned and super beautiful, and she's going to compare herself to that girl, even if it's not someone like that, even if it's a girl that's not as good looking. Some people will get their confidence from looking at the less attractive girl and be like, okay, I'm more attractive than her, so I actually feel good. But at the same time, that girl will look at somebody else who's very, very, much more attractive than her and be like, dang, that sucks. Like, she looks way better than I do. And then the confidence goes down. And this is where all these insecurities come from. It's looking at people on social media, subconsciously comparing yourself to them, and deriving all of your getting all of your self-esteem and self-worth from what other people are doing and what other people look like. And the same thing with confidence. Like, I think a more relatable example for guys is, going to the gym, and you got, let's say, like, somebody comes up to you and says, oh, you're looking good, you're looking really jacked. Like, that'll give you confidence probably. Or even if like your parents tell you a good job, or one of your friends tells you a good job, but they're proud of you, that'll give you confidence. And those are all great. That is a fantastic. And I think that is something that feels very good. And it's very, very important that you be that person for somebody else. Tell people that you're proud of them. Tell people good job when they do a good job, right? But when it comes to confidence, you cannot get your confidence, you cannot derive your self-esteem and your self-worth from what other people say or what other people are doing. It has to be completely and utterly internal. And the thing about confidence as a whole is that it's not just given. It has to be earned. It has to be earned by yourself. Like, you have to earn it for yourself, from yourself. And what I mean, the definition of confidence is something along the lines of like complete faith or trust in somebody to get something done. I don't know if that's what it is word for word, but the foundation of confidence is built on trust. So if you're not confident at this moment, or you're not as confident as you think you should be, it's because you don't trust yourself enough. You do not trust yourself enough. If you want to become confident, you have to build trust with yourself. And the way you do this is by doing the things that you say you are going to do. And it's easier said than done, because this is why a lot of people just refuse. When they say they're going to get up at 6 a.m., they don't. When they say they're going to go to the gym 5 times per week, they don't. But on the other side of that, the people that are confident will tell themselves, I'm going to get up at 6 a.m., and they get up at 6 a.m. Or I'm going to go to the gym 5 days this week, and they go to the gym 5 days that week. You see what happens? When you say you're going to do something, or you set out to do something, and you actually follow through and do it, you're building trust with yourself. And as a byproduct of that, you are building confidence. That is all it is. If you look at somebody with a lot of insecurities, some of them may be physical, so like they might be insecure about how they look or how they appear to other people. But again, when you get all of your self-esteem and your self-worth and your confidence from what other people are doing, what other people look like, what other people say, it's going to, you can see how that's like very volatile, because there are going to be times where it's like you might look better than somebody else and you might feel more confident, but then there'd be times where you don't. And so you're going to feel like you're in the dirt. And if you want any shot at building a sustainable level of confidence that cannot be taken away from you, you have to trust yourself. You have to earn trust from yourself, because deep down, anybody who is super insecure, it's not always about what they look like. It's about who they are. And they know on the inside that, or somewhere deep down, that if they told themselves that they were going to do something, there's a very good chance that they wouldn't do it, or they couldn't do it. Because I was not a confident person for a long time. And now I feel like I am, because I have done so many things that, first of all, lots of things that I know other people would not do at all. Like, I pushed myself physically to the point where very few people would push to that point. When you push your limits physically and mentally as much as you can, let's say like you're going on a run and you're at I don't know, maybe it's like you're set to run 5 miles, okay? Doesn't seem too hard, but you get to mile 3 and you're like, holy fuck, I need to quit. I'm tired of shit. How on earth am I going to finish this? I'm just going to start walking. I can't do this anymore. But then you just keep going. Your mind told you to quit at mile 3, but you kept going. You knew that at that point, so many people would quit. If they felt what you were feeling, they would quit, but you didn't. That just builds a different type of confidence that can't be replaced. When you push yourself and when you go to places that most people would not go, you walk around and you look at everybody and you kind of just see, like, they wouldn't. I'm not saying you should do this, but like, you kind of subconsciously will. You'll look at people and you'll be like, I've pushed myself much harder than they have, probably. You never know, because you don't know anybody or everybody unless you talk to them. But like, if you just walk around knowing that you've done things or you do things that very few people would do, it gives you a swagger, a level of confidence that is just unmatched, and nobody can take it away from you. But the best piece of advice I could give when it comes to just building confidence from the start, if you have no idea what to do or how to, there's a couple of things. Obviously, go to the gym and like build yourself up physically. That is, I feel like, a given. But get in the habit of saying you're going to do something to yourself. You don't have to tell anybody else. Little things. What time, like waking up at a certain time, or going to the gym a certain amount of times per week, or running a certain amount of miles, whatever it is. If it's under your control and you can tell yourself that you're going to do it, and then you just go and do it, that is just +1 on the confidence attribute. If you were a video game character, it's just +1, +1, +1, +1, +1. Eventually, you do that enough, and you're gonna be at a fucking 99. I'm not at a 99 yet. I'm pushing there. That's the goal, right? At the end of the day, people that have confidence just know that lots of the things they do, most people wouldn't do. It's as simple as that, really. And they trust themselves. They know that in almost any situation they could ever put themselves in or be placed in, that some way, somehow, they are going to get out of it. They're going to find a way, because whenever if they tell themselves that they're going to find a way out or figure this shit out, they're going to, because they've done it so many times before. And that's when those little things add up, those little tasks that seem insignificant, like waking up at 6 a.m. when you told yourself you're going to wake up at 6 a.m. or going to, what I'm saying? Like, those little things add up, and they just compound and compound and compound to the point where you might be faced with a different situation or a different task that you're telling yourself that you need to do, or you're going to do, but yourself well enough, you've built enough trust with yourself that you're going to figure it out. You're going to do it. You got to treat yourself like you are your best friend that you have to take care of, because intrinsically, in some way, shape, or form, you know exactly what you need to be doing. But the voices inside your head, the excuses that you'll make, those are the only reasons why you don't do those things sometimes. Because some of those things are hard. Some of the things that you have to do are hard, and they don't seem like the best thing or like the most fun thing to do when it's time to do them. But if you were treating yourself like a friend that you have to take care of, it's like you're not gonna be like, okay, you don't feel like doing it today, so just don't do it. You wouldn't say that. You'd say, this is what has to get done, so you're going to let's get it done. Come on, let's go. That's how you have to push yourself. And that is why I feel so confident right now in my ability to grow this channel. I always make YouTube analogies, but like this is somewhat new to me. But it's like I've built a lot of confidence with myself within myself in the past, just from doing those small little things and building trust with myself. And when I set out with the goal of making big waves on YouTube with this channel, it's like I know for a fact I'm going to do it because I have all those different things in the past that I've done, I'm continuing to do, that have just allowed me to build trust with myself. So I can say I'm going to do something, and I know for a fact that I'm going to do it. And that once you get to this point, and I'm not even close to the point where I'm like a 99 overall confidence. I don't even know what overall I would be, but I have reached a point where it's like I know if I say I'm going to do something, that I am going to do it. I don't care how crazy it sounds. I don't care how bizarre or how weird it sounds. I'm going to do it. And once you reach that point, everything becomes so much easier, because once you build trust with yourself, it's like it's you versus the world. It's you versus the world, because then you know that nobody's stopping you except for you. And that's it. And one more thing, I see people talking about affirmations. They'll go in the mirror and they'll say, I am confident, I am strong, all that stuff. That's fine, but that's not going to build confidence. Confidence has to be earned. You cannot just speak in the mirror and try and convince yourself of something that's not true and you know is not true. If anything, saying affirmations in the mirror is just going to maybe put you in the mindset of doing everything I just told you, doing the things that you say you're going to do, building trust with yourself and pushing yourself physically and mentally as far as you can. That's it. But if you want to do those, fine. But just understand that the confidence that you're trying to build is not going to be built in the mirror. It's going to be built in here and out in the world. That's it. I don't want to keep rambling on, but just to recap, I think the main 3 or so points are: be exactly who you say you are. Do the things that you know you need to do. Do the things that you say you're going to do. And push yourself physically and mentally to limits that you never thought you could push to. Like, push your boundaries in every single way possible. Go to places mentally and physically that people aren't willing to go to. And if you can do that, it is literally impossible to not become confident. It's impossible. I would love to see somebody who's done all those things and not have confidence. I'm not going to see it. It's just not possible. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I just really wanted to talk about this because I feel like it's a very, very important topic to discuss. And I hadn't been thinking about this too much, but over the past like 4 or 5 years, I have built a lot of confidence, and I just want as many people as possible to find that within themselves, because everybody has it and they can access it if they want to, and if they know how. And so I hope, you can take some of these things and just be a fucking baller out in the world. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment, leave any questions, subscribe, all that stuff. Peace out.